I have a confession to make. I have judged consciously since 2010. I have judged over 5,000 people. That's all of you 3 times over. If you're wondering what I do, I work as a recruiter. Let me share a personal experience. This candidate had an impressive CV. She came for the interview. She did not greet me, had a weak handshake, and was not dressed sharply. She slouched in the meeting, was inaudible at times, and had no eye contact. She gave me yes and no answers with no relation to my questions. Should I hire her? I asked her, a little frustrated, "Are you okay?" She looked at me, struggled for a while, fumbled with herself, and took a really long time to gather herself. And then she looked straight at me and said, "I got raped last week." Something turned inside me, and I questioned, who gave me the authority to judge her and the 5,000 others? How long does it take for you to judge me? 1 hour, the duration of this talk, or 1 second? Well, it took precisely 1/10 of a second for you to make a bias. My face, my skin color, my clothes, and other social cues. Don't be alarmed. Research says all of us here developed bias when we were barely 6 months old. Now, how many of you think it's hard to get a job in Singapore? In 2016, there were 36% jobs that were vacant for over 6 months, while 26% graduates were unemployed. Yet, it takes hours of anxiety, a CV which never looks perfect, countless applications, oh, and those online assessments, all to be challenged in 1/10 of a second. Now, in a multiracial country like ours, when I send out 100 CVs of each race, this is how the clients pick them for interviews. With ethnicity A, 5 people get picked. With ethnicity B, a little better, 10 people get picked. And with ethnicity C, almost everybody gets picked. Justified or biased? You decide. Now, this is a conversation I had with a client recently when I sent candidate Sharon Smith's CV. The client replied, "Oh, we don't do employment pass." I replied, "She's Singaporean." The client said, "Okay, let us come back to you." After a while, "Oh, we really like her. Interview is just a formality." Puzzled, I asked, "How can you decide before even meeting her?" "Oh, we checked her on Facebook. She's perfect for our culture." If humans are flawed and destined to judge, how will we ever find that dream job? Technology says artificial intelligence. Today, AI can drive cars, beat the best Go player, and even diagnose deadly diseases. But can it judge humans? A video AI will be able to analyze your micro expressions and tell whether you're lying. One will be able to filter your entire social media feed. One will be able to judge your choice of words and decide if you fit the team. And eventually, one will analyze your psycho-emotional traits. I mean, seriously, what does that even mean? Now, this is how companies judge you today. What is your GPA? How do you dress? How good is your English? And so on. I remember being in a state of constant stress in my fourth year at NTU. Turns out, it's not just me. Student anxiety levels have never been this high. Now imagine, with AI, you'll be judged on these. Scary, right? One should hope the shape of your head is not seen as more untrustworthy, and that post you shared on those funny dogs does not get you rejected for being too silly. Now, humans change judgment, and that's okay. However, an AI will make a bias and communicate that across the world to all the bots faster than I can even open your CV. Where do these biases come from? Algorithms are opinions of humans hidden behind complex coding. Beauty.ai was another such AI launched with much excitement to find the most beautiful people on the planet. The result, 40 Caucasians, 3 Chinese, 1 Japanese, 1 black person, and if you're all wondering, no Indians. Now, here is a picture of the Fairchild Semiconductor leadership in 1957. All men, hired by men. Human discrimination? Now, if we were to use AI and this data to predict our future organizations, perhaps this is how they would look. Oh, wait a minute, maybe it did happen. AI learns quickly. Microsoft launched a Twitter bot called Tay. And it took 16 hours for Tay to become racist. In response to a tweet asking if the Holocaust happened, Tay responded, "It was made up." I wonder if you all would applaud to that like Tay is doing. While a Twitter fiasco can be entertaining, when these biases affect who companies hire, fire, engage, and promote, we could be looking at systemic discrimination. Many of you here would subconsciously pass your bias to your company's recruiting AI and eventually to the person sitting right next to you. Are you scared? I am. But should we blame AI? AI is neutral. It's the opinion behind that matters. It's the authority that makes the decision that matters. And it's the transparency of the code that matters. It's up to us to decide if AI should make these decisions. AI is a tool to enable humanity reach our potential, to ensure a rape victim is not judged by humans like me and machines alike. So she too can find the right job, courses, mentors, skills, and transform her life. Alan Turing was the first to ask the question, can machines think? And it was him who made AI possible today. Strange enough, if AI was used to assess him today, he might be denied a job. Why? For being gay. He was a victim of state-sponsored discrimination then, and would now be a victim of AI discrimination. It's ironic. However, I want you to remember the spirit with which he invented the computer age. It was his grit, passion, and drive that changed the world. AI is a game changer, but while game changers change the game, they also leave the players behind. they also leave behind their hopes, dreams, aspirations, and struggles. So, the next time you get rejected by an AI, not a real recruiter like me, remember what's real and what's artificial. Because you are a lot more than any AI can ever judge. Thank you.